here are two theories as to what could be going on here. And I'll let you guys decide which you think is most likely. So one is that this is a psyop so that Congress can pass this new re-up this new Orwellian, fairly new, law about drones. This article says, while officials have attempted to reassure the public, some lawmakers have stoked fear, leading to widespread panic on social media, with people interpreting anything moving in the sky as a potential drone. And they also mentioned that if these were the actual far more dangerous kinds of drones, these would be shot out of the sky. Furthermore, some people are like, oh, it's China, it's Russia, it's Iran, right? You got to assume that people yell that immediately. And yet that seems pretty impossible because these type of drones, even the smaller ones, they need to recharge their batteries fairly frequently. And so they would have to be going back to some sort of Chinese, Iranian, Russian ship, which there are none nearby where these drones could go recharge. So
even if a New Jersey lawmaker propositioned that there's an Iranian mothership that they're going back to with no evidence whatsoever.
That's what our lawmakers do. That's honestly the reason we put them in office, is so that when shit gets real, they can propose some insane scenario that gets everybody even more worried. And so that's pretty easily thrown out. And so some people have begun saying this is a psyop to get this bill passed, which is Authority, Security, Safety, and Reauthorization Act of 2024. And basically, without all the details, it says that the U.S. government has control over all drones and can do whatever they want and won't let you do anything you want, and everything has to be licensed and monitored. And so one idea is this is to make sure that this bill is passed. I'm not so sure about that theory because I don't know that Congress couldn't get this passed to begin with. Like, were that many people going to stop it?
They generally don't have problems passing Orwellian bills involving our military and surveillance.
Yeah, so I'm not so sure I believe in that one. And then there's this other theory which has gone viral after a drone. He owns some sort of drone business in Oklahoma. He's apparently knows what he's talking about. And is Saxon Aerospace, the name of the company. His name's John Ferguson, a founder of an aerospace company specializing in military-grade drones, published a video. This article says Chinese social media, TikTok, but they just mean on TikTok. on the evil Chinese social media app, TikTok.
That's how I always refer to it.
Yeah. Sharing his thoughts on the mystery drone sightings in New Jersey. His expert opinion is alarming. He says, before I get to that sentence, let me say this part. He says, drones have no reason. This is the part I found most interesting. Drones have no reason to fly at night. And these have almost all been at night. Or all the legitimate sightings have been at night. They have almost no reason to fly at night because they can't see shit. Unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff at night. Mapping must be done during the day. So these are not drones with nefarious intent. And he goes on to say, it's very likely to him that the only thing these drones could be doing is, he calls it smelling, but sensing certain things, such as if they had gas leak sensors, they could do that at night. And if they had nuclear radiation sensors, they could do that at night. So basically, this could be the U.S. government has some reason to believe there is something that needs to be sussed out on the ground, and they're doing this scanning at night. And this guy then gives the theory, and this is where it might be a bit of a stretch, that this is a lost nuclear weapon that someone has snuck into the U.S. and they're searching for it by looking for radioactivity. Now, he references the nukes that went missing in the 1980s under Reagan in Ukraine, but nukes that went missing in Ukraine in the 1980s, I don't know why. It seems like it's been a while for them to be popping up in New York. His theory is that these are trying to detect radiation. So basically, the U.S. government has some reason to believe there are either a nuke or a dirty bomb or something in the New York, Pennsylvania area, and the government is scrambling these small drones to try and figure out what it is. And, on certain, yes, it is pure speculation for those of you wondering. On the side of this could be true, why is it only at night, and why is the U.S. government acting like it's not a big deal? That would fit under this one.
At first, I was thinking maybe, I I was ruling out foreign government drones, but I was thinking like maybe it's like some sort of like Blackwater, like government contractor group that's kind of like doing its own thing. But I think at this point, and again, like you said, this is pure speculation. At this point, our government just, I don't think they would just allow them to keep flying freely and creating this public commotion. So I think it has to be them, and they're not telling us what they're doing.
Well, and furthermore, with the exception of one, I think, small airport in, was it New York, for 1 hour stopped having flights land and take off because it said it couldn't, verify the flight path with the drones around or something. With that exception, there have been no flight changes at all, which you think if this was really like the U.S. government really had no idea what the fuck was going on, they'd be like, we're grounding all flights until we find out what's happening. So to me, there's a lot that kind of points that the U.S. government knows what's going on.